Good afternoon everyone, and welcome to this afternoon's chat with the coffee company. We're going to do slightly something different today in terms of we're going to be asking you some questions instead of just you asking questions to me for a bit. So we're going to wait for everyone to get into the stream, and then we're going to start asking some maybe slightly controversial questions. At least for me they're not controversial, but they might be controversial to someone who might not be on the same wavelength as someone like myself. So these questions are very interesting. It's going to be, how can we do some things? It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to wait for a few more people to get into the chat. But good afternoon to everyone. I hope everyone is doing well, of course, as always. We're doing okay. Even the disappointment of last night can't get us down. We're having a good day so far. We're going to get there. Carterman is in the house. Afternoon, Ben. Afternoon, Carterman. Afternoon, afternoon. How are you this morning? Oh, it's definitely afternoon, morning for you because you're in the States. So how are you, Mr. Carterman? How are you doing? What are you doing today? All just chilling out? As a quick reminder, the bottom right of the screen, we are still sponsored by Stowe's Window Cleaning. Best window cleaner in all of this area. Best in London, in my opinion. So, if you need your windows cleaned and you're in the Redbridge, Epping Forest area, go to Stowe's Window Cleaning. Mark is a brilliant bloke. He's a brilliant window cleaner. Really good prices, and you support another local business. So there is no clean like Stowe Clean. Thank you for Stowe's Window Cleaning, supporting the coffee company as always. And yeah, thanks for the support. It's brilliant work. All good, just chilling on PC. Cool. I feel like I'm going to do one of those days today when I get home. I'm going to go home and I'm going to play Legend of Zelda for 5 hours. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're getting there in that game. We're getting there. I'm trying to chill it down though. We've got 12 days until the new Destiny DLC. I am so excited. 12 days to Witch Queen. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm really looking forward to playing that game again and having something to be excited about. I might even leave work early. I don't care. I can do that. Just put it. Playing Witch Queen. Hopefully you can preload the DLC. Let's get a few more people in the chat. I might just make myself a coffee whilst we're waiting for more people to get in the chat. We've got 5 viewers in here at this time. So if you're in the channel, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe. It really helps the channel a lot to grow. And thank you very much for your support. All I care about is your vibes. If you're a nice person, you don't have to do any of that. I just want you to have fun here and just get out the horrid of the world and let's just have fun together. Hi Nifa, lovely to see you in here as always. She's saying, hi Ben, mentioned to another friend Keith, so I hope he joins in. Nice to see you. Always lovely to see you in the chat, Nifa. One of our biggest supporters, and it's a real pleasure to have been getting to know you. Thank you so much for your support and for sharing the stream amongst your friendship group. It's humbling. It's really humbling to see people are sharing the stream. And it's really brilliant. So thank you so much for sharing, Nifa. Anthony is saying, I'll be later around 3 PM for a virtual cuppa. I'm out at the moment. Lovely Nifa spreading the word to try and get a few more subscribers here, so watch this space. Yep, she already mentioned it, Anthony. Thank you so much. I'll see you at 3 PM. Hopefully you catch some of the discussion. We're going to have some great conversations about some of the questions I've written down this morning, which is going to be very, very interesting indeed. Let's see what you guys think about some of my ideas for stuff. So it's going to be great. Mr. Derek Hutchinson is in. Mr. Deza, lovely to see you in here as always. How are you, sir? As well as Nifa, how are you today? And Anthony, when you get in here, how are you all? That's the most important thing instead of me just waffling. How are you, Deza? And hopefully you're doing all right after that terrible thing last night. That was awful. Good afternoon, Ben. Just what I need, some relaxation time after get over last night. Yeah, ditto. Ditto. I'm trying to wipe it from my memory. But yeah. Sit down, relax, get the paper out, get your favourite drink, sit in your comfortable chair, and let's have a good conversation. So thanks for joining, everyone. Thanks for joining Nifa, Anthony, and Derek. Brilliant. We won't be having that conversation today, Joseph. It's a conversation where it needs to be a fully structured conversation, and it's got to be fully done. So I won't mention it. I've already, with a lot of the Spurs community, have already been messaging me this morning about what the club are saying, and I've given them my answer, just like I've been doing on all the other streams. But this isn't the stream to talk about that particular. I'd like to keep it non-political. It's a very touchy topic, and unfortunately, many Tottenham fans who are not Jewish, or unfortunately, that's the wrong thing to say. A lot of Tottenham fans who are not Jewish feel like they have the right to use one of the most racist things to use against Jewish people, and that's all I'm going to say there. And maybe, possibly, the word does need to be retired. Maybe, possibly. Because there's no education in this country about anti-Semitism anymore. Anti-Semitism is at an all-time high in this country. And I feel like the Yid word is... Oh no, I'm going to get myself taken off now. The Y word, it's now possibly time for it to be retired, in my opinion. So I would like to keep the stream non-political, if possible. If I do say anything... Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I need to have a full structured conversation in context with historical evidence, and possibly with Mr. Rabbi Yankee as well, because he's someone that really needs to be in this conversation. Someone that's from the community but not necessarily be part of the football community. Because unfortunately that word is a horrible word. It is a nasty, vindictive, horrible word, and it should no longer have any space at football without proper context and without proper education of a younger fan base. So I'm going to end it there. Hopefully the stream doesn't get taken down for me saying accidentally. But as a thing, I am Jewish. I am quite proudly Jewish. I will say it till the day I die. I love being Jewish. I love being part of my community. But it's just, so the word has to be used in context with proper historical education. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna get a few more people get in. I'm gonna make myself a coffee after that. Just make sure my stream hasn't been knocked down. Nope, it hasn't so far. Who knows? I hope I didn't. No, it's not. It doesn't offend me. What does offend me about it is there are a few people that have actually said it to me that I, as a Jewish person, as someone that's very proudly Jewish, as someone that's had that word used against me negatively, many occasions, has no idea about the context of the word. So that's what offends me. And it's getting annoying now. I know what I'm talking about. I do know what I'm talking about here. That word has been used on me many times. So, let's end that there. So I'm going to make myself a coffee to cool down after that. Yeah, hi Mr. The Godfather Philip Brady is here. Lovely to see you, sir. Lovely to see you. Hopefully you're doing well even after last night. Oh, just before I forget, 5 hours ago when we were off stream, this lovely donation came in from the lovely Gaguma. Thank you so much, Gaguma, for your constant support of all the channels, supporting of me, supporting of my friends. Thank you so much for your generosity, and when you eventually get in here, a big massive thank you, and all the hugs in the world from the rest of the chat, from everyone here. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. It really means a lot. Absolutely diamond of a human being, that woman. Absolutely lovely person, and she's amazing on all the Spurswasian streams and all the other streams she happens to go on. Big up Gaguma. Absolutely love that woman. So let's make myself a coffee. Let's go for a cappuccino. Why not? Mr. Coover is in the building. Big up to all in the chat and to my morning co-host, Mr. Coughlin. Thank you for joining, Mr. Coover, our second in command on the channel. Or joint second in command. Lovely to see you in here, Mr. Coover. Sit back, relax, get your favourite biscuit, your favourite beverage, and let's have a chat. Just a simple one. How's everyone doing today, apart from dejected? What a shame. Let's try this coffee. Everyone's been bigging up my 105E recently. I love the 105E, but it's growing on people. People love their raisiny afternotes with their milky drinks. It's good. It's good. It's going to be fun. So, we're actually going to bring up the topics right now. Everyone ready? This is a discussion. This isn't going to offend anyone at any point. I really want to hear your responses for some of the questions I'm going to make. So I'm going to make the poll. This is some interesting topics. Mr. K, sir, lovely to see you in, my boy. Hopefully you're doing better after your recent bout of ill health. Hopefully you're doing well, sir. Mr. Philip Brady, thank you so much, my friend, for donating to the channel. Thank you so much. It really means a lot. Thank you for your kind donation. It really, thank you so much. Big up to Mr. Philip Brady. So, yes, we all want Wink to leave. Yep. Cuva99 is saying Viscount biscuits here and a perfectly brewed cup of Darjeeling, no milk added as it should be. Yes, I agree. Beautiful, beautiful cup of tea that is. Mr. Danny Kiriakou is in the chat today. Hello, Mr. Kiriakou. Hopefully you're doing well, sir. Hopefully you're doing well. I think I need some advice on an espresso machine for home, brother. Absolutely. Call me whenever you want, Danny. If you want to put some messages in the chat after the stream, or message me whenever you want, and you can even do a video call with me. Absolutely, whenever you want to, brother. Always. So, right. The first question of the day. First question of the day. If it's going to come up. Should laptops be banned from coffee shops to promote chatting? We're going to talk about this for around 15 minutes. So it's quite 2:35. We'll start. So drop your thoughts in the chat, and let's see. I'm going to say on this subject that coffee shops are places to meet people. They're places to get drinks. They're places to chill out. I personally do not like it in any of my other coffee shops. When people believe they can use your coffee shop, which you clean and which you work in every day, as their office. Feel free to do work in my shop as much as you want. But when it gets to the point when I've had so many circumstances where people in the shop, because they've paid you £2.50 for a coffee, they believe they can turn your music off. They believe they can tell you what to do. They can take up 2, possibly 3 seats in your shop so other people can't sit in your shop. So in my view, as being someone that's worked in coffee shops for 8 years now, I believe laptops should be banned as they are toxic to the working environment of the shop. They stop other people sitting down. And when you've got the point of, I need music to work, I cannot work in silence. Imagine what it's like to be in my head. It's a terrible place a lot of the time because my brain is like this all the time. Calming music really helps me work. If a customer comes in and turns your music off, you start getting anxiety, you feel on edge, you feel like you can't even talk. Because if you talk slightly loudly, you're going to ruin someone else's day, or someone's going to complain about you to your manager, or someone's going to put a bad review on your shop on Google because that's not to their preferences. So, I'd like to see what you guys think. Feel free to put a comment in the chat. I really want to hear your comments on this. But this isn't a diss to anyone that might use a coffee shop, because some people find it very difficult to work from home, especially during COVID. Especially during the COVID period, they feel like a coffee shop is almost their office because like they can't work at home because there's too many distractions, or you need to do some housework, or you need to do the dry cleaning, or this or that. So I can perfectly see why someone's going to use a coffee shop as their office. But if you dump that on someone else, it becomes really toxic, in my opinion. So, Kuva has said, oh no, Danny's commented first. Cheers, Ben, I will do, brother. I think I'll need to spend a decent amount, not too crazy on a different... Yeah. I think the old one is not really good yet. It's an old machine, Danny. It's probably given up after all these years. But that's okay. There's plenty of machines on the market for you, my boy. Kuva is saying, 100%, I'd ban mobile phones too, so people say hello to other people again too. In fact, the wheel is a bad idea too. As for fire, oh, don't you get started on that nonsense. Stone Age forever. Ooh, controversial, Kuva. Ooh. Danny Kiriakou, zoo, is saying, I'd ban Kuva 99 from coffee shops for being a YWC. And also because he's just too loud. Interesting. But yeah, I'd like to hear your comments, because I can only give it from my personal experiences, because I don't use coffee shops for work, because I work in one and I've got my own coffee shop to work in. This is my office. But I think it is a bit rude using someone else's workspace as your someone else's establishment for your workspace, not paying for the Wi-Fi, getting one cup of coffee and then sitting there all day and believing they're the emperor. It's a real problem. It is a problem. Like our shop in Stockwell. Our shop in Stockwell has about 20 people in there every day, all using laptops. One cup of coffee. One cup of coffee. No free Wi-Fi. It's the scourge of the coffee shop, because it means if you do get busy, the people that might actually spend some money on breakfast, another cup of coffee and this, maybe a glass of wine in fact, if you've got an alcohol license and it's later in the afternoon, they can't possibly sit down because it's been taken up with laptops and chargers and work bags and suitcases and this and that. So it can actually deeply affect your coffee business, as well as them taking your electricity, as well as it taking a lot of the space up. I'd like to hear your opinions on it. Takes one to know one. Danny's laughing as well. All great stuff in the chat. All lovely people in the chat. It's what we love to see. I need your takes, guys. I need your comments. What do you think? Should laptops be banned in coffee shops? Danny, I'd like to hear your point of view. My friend Anima is in the chat as well, but he can't log in. So please send me a message on Discord to see what your point of view is. I really want to see your point of view. Nifa, if you're still in here. Any of Nifa's friends? Mr. K, what is your point of view on this? What is your point of view on laptops being banned from coffee shops? I need to know. Interesting. Mr. Anima has just texted me saying they shouldn't be banned. Ooh. Ooh, why? Why? Nifa was saying Anthony should be on soon. I'll make my coffee soon. He said 3 o'clock. So he'll probably be here in half an hour to have his take on it. But make your coffee, Nifa. But yeah, I can only give my personal experience as someone that's worked in customer service for as long as I have. But yeah, it can be a scourge on your shop. So Philip has given a great point. Issued a one-cup client with a password that expires in 1 hour. Each time they buy a cup, renew the password. That's what they did in our business partners in Milan, Moleskine, or Moleskine, as some people like to call it. And that's what they did. They did that. Every time you had a receipt, if you had a coffee, you had 15 minutes. If you had a meal, it was an hour. If you had like drinks, it was like half an hour, something like that. So it's definitely a good way, but you're spending money to It's almost like, should they really be doing that, asking this, when it should be common sense, really? But it's definitely an idea. If you've got the tech side of your business down, you could definitely do it. Danny is saying, I think laptops shouldn't be banned purely because I think it could potentially make coffee shops lose business because people like to go and have coffee and sit down and work. With no distractions, because coffee shop can be a place of zen, peaceful, and a place to go and just ease your mind. Yeah, I agree with that, Danny. But with that though, would you agree to someone like Philip Brady's comments saying that they should be issued a timer for how much Wi-Fi they can use? Mr. Chris Agumbar is in the house. Lovely to see you, Chris. Hopefully you're having a good day so far. Hopefully you're having a good day. How are you? Nifa is saying, my friends need to shake up. Give them time, Nifa. Give them time. Rome wasn't built in a day. Anima is saying Philip is right. Even Anima is saying Philip Brady, the Godfather, is right. Of course he is. He's always right. Although 1 hour might be too long, some customers just pop in to use the internet, etc. So stuff like that is for customers only. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I personally think Maybe you could have sections that's only for work. Maybe you could have like working sections only. Danny's saying, I think it's like a culture now and it allows people to chill, but I do understand that businesses will lose electricity, Wi-Fi, and that costs money if they only buy one coffee, and I do agree. Yeah, it's an interesting subject because everyone... It's a touchy topic because people do... It's a problem with customer service situation where people believe because you've paid for a coffee, you're now the boss. So yeah. Anthony's saying, hi Nifa, I'm back early, but we'll just have to listen here for a bit. But we'll do a quick reply, read the laptops first. Cool. And now Danny's saying, I do agree with Philip, the wires. He's spot on. I think for every coffee someone buys, maybe they can add an extra 30 to 60 minutes on the Wi-Fi. Yeah. Nifa is saying okay about the laptop, but as long as they don't overstay. Yeah. But that's the problem though. In my shop in Clapham, they will come in at 8 o'clock in the morning when it opens, and they will not leave until 6:30. And you cannot physically kick them out because they've bought coffees and they're not misbehaving. You cannot physically kick them out. So it is a touchy subject. I'm going to leave this poll for another 2 minutes to see if any more people vote. But yeah, it's a very interesting topic. It's a very controversial topic because people do feel quite strongly about this. Not so much in this space, really. But if you go into the more... the more casual environments like Costa's, Starbucks, people are very tribal about it, saying, I must have my Wi-Fi to work. How dare you take my Wi-Fi away? But sorry, no, it's not your Wi-Fi, it's the shop's Wi-Fi, and you are using it a lot and only buying one coffee. Wi-Fi is a lot of money. It's, what is it? Well, my Wi-Fi, for example, is £35 a month on BT. One coffee is not gonna cover my Wi-Fi bill. It's not gonna do that. So, I think Philip is spot on here. I think Philip might be onto something. I voted yes, but only because I have been in coffee shops and can't get a seat when there's few taking up a full table using Wi-Fi with one coffee lasting. I would have a limited area for this. Anthony, bang on the head. Oh. Report. Unwanted content or spam. Yep. They like being in the warm and saving on heating. Yeah. They don't have to pay for the heating either, is another point. So yeah. We are now going to end the poll because it's been going for 15 minutes. Thank you everyone for voting. And the banning order for it's 71% of the chat say they should be banned. It's a winner for old school. See, me personally, it's rare I've worked in a coffee shop, but when I always tend to, I have 2 to 3 drinks in a stack. But that's just me. It's because you're a good person, Danny. Just straight up. A lot of people are not. So right, we're gonna let this conversation cool down. We've just had one controversial subject. We're gonna let the chat cool down a bit, and then we're gonna go for the second question. which is an equally controversial topic in my book. It is, because I get into a lot of arguments over it, at least in my shop. But yeah, it's a brilliant conversation to have. You've got to keep it to really short, because you could talk about it all day. All day. Yep, that's true, and yep. We're going to prepare the poll. I don't. I think about it, especially if it's like a sole trader coffee shop and not a bloody chain like Starbucks. Yeah, agreed. We need as many customers as possible. We need constant circulation. Starbucks have over $1 billion. They could, if someone sits there all day, it's nothing to them. It's chump change, and they have constant majority takeaway. So right, are you guys ready for the next question? It's an equally difficult topic. I don't have sugar in my coffee shop for customers. Am I right or am I wrong? From my point of view, I am trying to promote specialty coffee. The coffee I promote is so delicate and so balanced because that's the way I roast it. In my opinion, sugar ruins the taste of coffee. Coffee is 98% water. If you put 1 sugar in your coffee, you've got more sugar content than coffee content. That's a chemical fact. That's not an opinion, that is a fact. So I want people to try coffee out of the roastery, the way the roaster, the person that designed the coffee, the person that sourced the coffee designed it for. But when it gets to a shop like maybe 7 Grams or an Origin or a Starbucks, then let them decide what they want to do for their customers. But in terms of my shop, where I believe customers should taste the coffee the way I have intended it to taste it, and then they can make their decision when they buy the coffee at home. Because I've worked really hard on this coffee. I've worked really hard on it. I've worked 8 years of my coffee career to learn how to understand, catalogue, blend, in somewhat roast and develop the flavours of coffee. I don't want people macerating my coffee. It's almost insulting, really. But so let's have a look at some of the comments to see what they say. Sorry, I voted wrong as I take sugar. Lol. It's not a problem, Anthony. But when you come to my shop, you will not be taking Neither was saying, I do like eclairs, I'm having one with my coffee. See, that's what I like. You're having the sugar, you're having the sugary content and something to eat with the eclair. And then you're having the coffee as both are intended to be. So I think that's okay, especially with croissants and things. That's why in Italy, for example, a lot of the pastries are not sweet. So you get the flavours of both. What about milk in coffee though? Isn't that like sugar? Well, I designed my coffee to be with milk because it's for the British customer, so it works well in flat whites, but it equally works well as a filter coffee, it equally works well as an espresso. My coffee works, milk doesn't decimate the flavour of coffee. You might add flavour, but you also retain the flavour. The Christmas coffee still tastes like the Christmas coffee. You do not lose any of the flavour. You're not macerating the flavour. The point of sugar in coffee is to remove the bitterness. My coffee is not bitter at all. So by putting sugar to make my coffee less bitter, you're actually ruining the coffee because you're actually taking away some of the acidity, which rounds out the sweetness. But that's the way I've designed my coffee. With your next question, I don't take sugar, but I do have sweetener. Now, I spoke to you about this, and I'll be honest, if the coffee is that good as yours, you don't need sugar. Absolutely. If the coffee is good, you do not need sugar. But the problem with a lot of people is they put sugar in coffee regardless if they've tasted it or not, because they have to have 2 sugars, not because they want 2 sugars anymore. It's almost like you have to have it because it's a habit. 2 sugars stir to the left. A lot of people are like this. People are almost what's it called? It's a routine. It's like when Carl Walker plays football, he has to do the Triple H thing at the side of the ground. Some players have to have a certain pair of socks on. It's what's the word? It's gone out of my head. It's that they have to. It's not because they want it, it's because they have to have it. That's what a lot of the people do nowadays. Cartman said, I would have to try your coffee without before I comment, but if it's normal coffee, I wouldn't be able to drink it without sugar. Maybe. But I've designed my coffee to not need sugar. Because it's sweet enough as it is. The only thing I've ever added to my coffee is a bit of cocoa, and that's rare, yeah. If customers are spending money, good customers, you lose them. Well, in my book, the people that come to my roastery are people that want to try coffee from the source. They're not people that want to have caramel, this, vanilla, that. It's a different person. It's a different mentality of a Costa or a Starbucks, because those are coffees that are just bitter and they don't clean the machine properly. My machine is it's perfect. It doesn't need it. I know I'm saying this as someone that's designed it, so I'm biased, of course. But for me, you don't need it if it's good enough. But again, this is another controversial topic. If you have a biscuit or like it, I've just had that eclair, and you do not, precisely, you don't need it. Mr. Anema saying, right, he's finally got in. Let's go. He can finally contribute to the conversation. Right. Jason is saying it's a ritual. Thank you for coming in, Jason, as always. It's lovely to see you. Habit, ritual. Superstition, that's the word. Superstition. Almost. It's almost like superstition. I have to have 2 sugars with my coffee. I have to. It's not I want 2 sugars. I have to have it. I was speaking with my friend, my decorator friend who comes to the shop every day, Rob. And he was talking about a guy that works on his site that has a coffee there. And he's having 10 spoons of sugar in his coffee. 10 spoons. 10. He's not going to live past 50. 10 spoons of sugar. Golly. They have to have it. It's like there's no option. But yeah, it's a difficult conversation because again, it's a really emotionally charged conversation. Joseph, my girlfriend uses sugar for her epilepsy. I mean, yeah. If she's got a reason to do it, that's brilliant. Absolutely fine. A lot of my customers do actually bring their own sugar because I do respect the opinions of the what's it called, the managing director of the shop. Giving myself the managing director role. I'm the founder, the coffee roaster. I do understand why you'd want sugar, but when it's become a habit and it's nothing to do with health, it becomes really dangerous. Jason said, now I need to make a cup of coffee. Right on, sir. We'll see you when you come back with your coffee. It's a very emotionally charged discussion. Because people, when they like something, they fight for it. Which is perfectly good. We need people to think. Thinking is definitely great for the mind. But as Danny says, if the coffee is good enough, you don't need sugar. If you're promoting that there's sugar on the side, there must be something wrong with your coffee, in my book. There's nothing wrong with my coffee. Joseph is saying, I agree with you, Ben. Yeah, this is what, even though we disagree on this, we're talking, we're having a great conversation, we're getting through this, we're having a dialogue, we're learning about each other, which is brilliant. But it's, yeah. I love dialogue. It's what makes the world go round. Mr. Anima, I'd like to hear your comment on the situation as someone that used to be a barista. Someone that's tried the coffee company's coffee a lot. What do you think? As Mr. Anima, otherwise known as JC700, because he's using the lovely girlfriend of his account. He's my second in command, my absolute wingman for this show. Tech mastermind, destiny superior, power of friendship, and all that nonsense. I'd like to see what he thinks. I'm going to wait for this comment, this poll to go for another 4 minutes. Anthony's saying, I never have sugar in herbal teas though. Lavender tea, for example, has a natural sweetness to it and so relaxing at night, and it adds a relaxing aroma to before bed. So, my coffee is very much like that. When you have really high grade specialty coffee, it almost tastes more like tea. In fact, possibly more than some teas, which is crazy really. But It's a very interesting conversation. Mr. Anema saying, nothing wrong with a bit of sugar, to be honest. I take your point. But if you come here, sir, you're not getting sugar. Mr. Anema and Miss JC, possibly the biggest supporters of the coffee company, besides Mr. Mark Stowe himself. But Mr. K saying, damn, got busy and totally forgot to come back here. There's no problem, Mr. K. There's no problem. Drop a opinion on the poll, sir. See, I would like to see what you're thinking about the question. We're having a good chat. We're having a good conversation. It's a very good conversation in my book. KB saying no sugar? Dude, that's insane. I never drink coffee with sugar. Never. Never, 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 never. And if you come here, don't expect it. It's not in there. It's the problem with it is because it becomes a habitual routine. You have to have it. You have to have it, not because you want it. You have to have it, and that's when it starts. Oh, that's a problem. Should be at the top of the screen, though. But I get your point. Yeah, I'm going to end this poll. 15 minutes. Yeah, it's a very interesting conversation. The percentage is slightly skewed, whereas Mr. K couldn't vote it. So yeah, I have to have it. That is the problem. You have to have it, not because you want it. It's because you have to have it. And that's where I'm coming from. Yeah, I ended the poll, Mr. K. It's been going 15 minutes, but you're trying to overinflate it with your other Mr. K. You're trying to skew the poll, beautiful man. Mr. K. Big up to Mr. K. Wait for the chat to cool down again. And we're going to do our final poll before we have like a full-blown 1 hour conversation. Well, no, it won't be, about 45 minutes of the last one. But the last one is not a poll really, it's more of a discussion. But yeah. Love democracy, so easily manipulated. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. slightly different, but years ago I used to automatically put salt and pepper on my dinner once served on a plate without tasting it first. Even if salt added to the potatoes whilst cooking, I no longer... Yeah, it's the problem. We have to have something. We have to have it. It's become a real problem. But yeah, it's an interesting conversation about everything really. It's just not just a coffee thing. It's about everything in general. So, the final poll of the day is this. Is a niceness discount immoral? I'm thinking about, for my shop, doing something a bit funny. I want the world to start being polite to each other again, just to be somewhat decent human beings. So, I have had the idea for a few years to implement a 50p discount for people that say please and thank you, for example. You can use anything just to say hello, how are you, in so I am very well priced for me, £2.50 for a cappuccino, £3 for a latte, and what if I raised that all by 50p each? And if someone says please or thank you, dropping it to the original price. I want to promote people being nice to customer service workers again, but not just customer service workers. It goes to ambulance workers, this workers, that workers. People no longer say people no longer have any sense of values or politeness, manners, decency. So I feel like if coffee shops started it from the bottom, you get a 50p discount if you say please. That's really something you can teach your children. Always say please and thank you. Always open the door for people, no matter their their gender or race or whatever. Always open the door for people. That's the wrong words, actually. Yeah. Always open the door for people. Just any way you can be polite. If someone needs a seat on the train, like someone that's maybe someone that can't stand, or someone in a wheelchair, or someone that's with someone with a wheelchair, give up your seat, and this and that. There's how can we be? How can we be politer to one another? There seems to be a lack of any sort of moral fibre in society these days. We are more aggressive than we used to be. We don't talk as much as we used to. We don't even say hello to anyone anymore. No one says hello to anyone. I am very proud that the coffee company is so diverse for the people that come through the door. We have people of all races, ethnicities, genders, supporting different football teams. We are so diverse here, and that makes me so happy. I love diversity in society. Diversity is brilliant. It's brilliant for everything. Of course, we need to start building communities again. We have to start it, because if we don't talk with our fellow human being, we might as well go back to cavemen times, because that's the way we're acting at the moment. There's a lack of any sort of decency. but it's just, you shouldn't, again, like Anthony's just said in the chat, it's not immoral, but shouldn't be needed. Precisely, but it needs to be, because it needs to be, because it's not being done anymore. It should be obligatory you say hello to someone. It should be obligatory you ask someone how they're doing. It should be... I was always slapped by my mother if I didn't say please or thank you. Not that hitting your children is right. Not that my mother really hit me at all. My mother never punished with hitting. It was always like a clip on the ear for not saying hello to someone. We need to be polite with someone. We need to be polite. We need to be kind. We need to be honest. These basic moral fibre of society has been forgotten about. You've got to say your please and thank you. You shouldn't have to say this, but people are not. There's a lack of empathy in today's society, and it's deeply upsetting for me. So let's read. Oh. Let's read some of these comments. Anthony, let's just talk about that comment. Not immoral, but shouldn't be needed. I've always said please and thank you at shops, deliveries received, etc. Open doors for people. Keep a door open if I know someone's a few feet behind me. Yeah, that's basic decency of being a human being. It's what separates us from... It's what separates us really from like predators and prey and food chain. We've got to be pleasant to one another. Carterman is saying, I think if you give niceness discount out, then it's quite a sad world. We live in it, everyone should be nice and kind to each other naturally. Yep, I totally agree, Carterman, I totally agree. Yes, please and thank you, 2 magic words, not used enough. Precisely. It's something that's really got to be put back into the world. When you're someone as a barista and you're working, oh, the sunlight's starting to come in, the sun is shining. It really makes your day if someone asks you when you're having a bit of a bad day, how are you? Are you okay? What are you doing this weekend? It really makes an effort for the people working behind the counter making 300, 400, 500, 600 cups of coffee in a day. It really helps when someone's trying to be empathetic towards you. Or in any business, not just the coffee industry or any industry. But I might start implementing it. I've not made a full, because I don't need to, because personally all my customers all say please and thank you, because they know it's just one person. They know I'm the owner, they know I'm the roaster, so they feel like they have to, because there's a symbol of respect there, because they know you're the manager, they know you're the boss. When it's a low-level employee at a Starbucks or a service station or someone working in an airport or a corner shop or a supermarket, people thought, nah, you're just a grunt. You're a grunt worker. I don't need to say please or thank you to you. You're under me. We need to bring back politeness to society. I'd like to know what you guys think. Drop your comments in the section. Jason Bell was saying, back with a cup of coffee, and I really like, oh, let's move that over here to let the sunshine off. Back with a cup of coffee, and I really love your niceness discount idea. Yeah. I don't personally think it's necessary. Oh, it's actually even worse over here. Let's move there. Perfect. I don't personally need a niceness discount, because most of my customers all will say please and thank you because they know it's me, because they've come here. They don't just come here for the coffee, they come here for the conversation, which is what all of them tell me, so I'm not putting words in their mouth. It's definitely a thing. I think for bigger coffee shops, it should be implemented. But at the end of the day, coffee shops are really expensive, so if you upped the price of 50p, just to prove a point, I think people would stop going to you, because people wouldn't, unless there was an actual sign saying niceness discount in effect. People would think, fuck me, £4 for a small coffee. No, it's actually £3.50, or it's actually £3, but you just need to say please and thank you. It's, oh, okay, then I'll say please and thank you. But then you sort of set in the trap. But you don't really want like small media companies to start promoting it. Oh, you gotta say please and thank you. This is a progressive move. This is that. This is this. It should be imprinted in our moral facet that we should be saying please and thank you to people. I'd like to hear your thoughts. How could companies do this? I'd like to hear your thoughts, everyone. At least that's what I'm trying to think it through with the way my brain works. To the person that's said it is immoral, I'd like to hear your thoughts. Please let me know what you think about it, because someone has voted that it is immoral. I'd like to know what your thoughts are. Please let me know. We're going to leave this poll up for another 4 minutes before we go into the sort of the more open discussion of the show, the last question. Because it's it's another interesting conversation. Do we have to start fighting back against society in terms of bringing back manners, morals, basic little things that mean a lot to other people? They might not mean a lot to you, but they mean a lot to other people. Being kind goes a long way in today's society. You really get far by just being kind or just being decent. You can really get far doing it. If people start supporting you because they know what your character is about, it's always an interesting conversation. But give me your thoughts. Let me know. Two more minutes. Oh, 1 more minute actually. 1 more minute to go. Let us know let us know what you think can possibly be done. So most of you people think that a niceness discount is not immoral. In fact, it should be promoted. Interesting. We're going to type the last question in chat and we will discuss. This is much more of a discussion technique. That was a much nicer, because that's a less charged subject, because we all agree that people need to start being nicer to each other. So we're going to promote it. We're going to post this comment. Oh. A lot of companies have rewards programs. Get a free one after buying X or X visits. Maybe a niceness card. Get a free one after X pleasing fact. Possibly. Very possibly. It's a good idea. I never thought of it that way, Jason. So it's a big comment. So, the sun has gone down, so we can move this back, I think. How can coffee shops / roasteries promote their community ethos in a positive way? So I cannot speak for any coffee roastery other than my own. I cannot even speak for 7 grams in terms of, even though I've worked for them for many a year now. My community ethos at the coffee company is to bring people together. The coffee is secondary in my world. What is primary is getting nice people together and getting people to talk to each other. And then while you're at it, you can drink good coffee. The community comes first in my book. How can we build a community around positivity, vibes, as well as good coffee? Coffee without the snootiness is my main ethos. Coffee without the snootiness. I am someone that really believes in building communities, because communities will always fight for they will always have your back. I've had that in all of my shops, where I've had people come into, let's say, 7 grams in Shoreditch. A new customer came in and he started aggressively complaining before he got his coffee that we weren't quick enough, or we weren't this, or we weren't that, or he's going to go somewhere else, or this and that, and he's going to complain. And then 5 of my customers, my regular customers that are there, without fail, every single day, would almost get into an argument with him It's almost like stan culture in a way, that your main consumers have your back. They support you through thick and thin because they believe in the ethos of what the baristas stand for, what their coffee means to them, that they're made welcome. And when to see someone come in and just out of nowhere being insanely negative because they don't understand the vibe of the shop, or they're just there to make someone's day miserable. Anthony's saying, at last I'm sitting down with a cuppa. Lovely, lovely stuff. But yeah, I believe that my community speaks for itself. I am my community. As much as I cannot control what people in my community says, whatever happens in my chat or what happens around my coffee shop is down to me. So I've got to make everyone in my circle of coffee drinkers toe the line of positivity, being kind to people, caring about the coffee, caring about people, being friends with other people. One of the best things at my coffee shop is I can have 7 different people in here at the same time, but they all do different jobs. They're all from different religious backgrounds, or different ethnicities, cultures, this, and they'll still all be so lovely to each other, and they can all have a chat with each other. Whether it's Mark the window cleaner, or it's my friend Alex, who's he does jobs for different things in terms of, or whether it's Laura, who's a trainee fashion designer at a university, or it's Tom, who's an abseiler, or whether it's with my builder Chris, or whether it's my dad, who's a property guy, or whether it's Mark's wife Mandy, who does a lot of dog walking and house sitting and things like that. Whatever they do, they're still all cordial and they can all have a great conversation, and it's never going to go toxic because everyone believes in the ethos of positivity, of being kind to each other. How can coffee shops promote their ethos in a positive way without being pushy? Let us know what you think about this topic. I think it's a very important topic. It's the most important topic, but it's the least charged topic. Whether it's promoting, with Girls Who Grind Coffee are very good at like promoting women in coffee. We need to be promoting viciously. We need more women in the coffee industry. We need more women in industry in general, because women they've got a different mindset when it comes to doing anything, and it's utterly brilliant. What a lot of them. My entire training as a barista has all been down to women. I have not been taught by a single man in my entire coffee career. 8 years, all been taught by women, whether it's by Mary or Daniela or Marzia or Anna or Chiara or Manuela Fensore or Carmen or whether it's Heidi Phillips Smith. All the people that taught me are women, and they have a different mindset. They think differently, because everyone thinks differently, which is fantastic. Every single trainer is completely different. So Girls Who Grind Coffee are brilliant for promoting women in coffee, and they should absolutely be given a massive 5 stars for what they do for women in coffee. But then someone like Ozone would be like promoting this in your coffee ethos, and Origin are like promote this, and every company has an ISP or a USP, and a unique selling point for how they promote things. How can we promote our community ethos without being pushy? Carterman is saying, if you're a decent person yourself, then no promotion needed because your attitude will rub off on other people. I do agree to some I do actually agree with you with that point. It's definitely a good point. I do think we need to... Yeah. But it's definitely something we need to do. How can we promote our community ethos? How can we build communities of people? Anthony is saying, you're doing just that now, Ben, within this stream. Might be small scale here, but at present, you're doing your bit and putting positive vibes out. Thank you so much for the support, Anthony. It really means a lot. I can only do what I do. I can only do what's on my mind. And I'm trying to make the world a more kind place. If I leave the world, I want to leave it a kinder place. Maybe not necessarily a better place, per se, but at least a kinder place. But if we can improve that, it will be a better place. I want people to be kinder to each other. But yeah, as part of the ethos of this stream is to get people talking to each other, calming people down out of the working world. Oof. What's that? Yeah, the stream is a good way of doing it, for the most part. I want to build communities. I like building communities. It's something I think I've done all right in my years in coffee. I've always had a community behind me that we've tried to build. In terms of what we do, I can't say I'm a positive person. I try and be as positive as I physically can, and I try and promote positivity as much as I physically can in my community. I cannot speak for other people's communities. A lot of people are working really hard on their communities, whether it's in the Tottenham community, in the coffee community, in just the business community at large, in general. I can only do what's right by me. But it's back to my point. My community is, it's down to me. If my community is toxic, I need to weed that toxicity out of the community. That's as the head of the community, that's partly my responsibility. So anything that's said in this chat is my responsibility, because this is my space. So I'm trying to promote as much as possible a total safe space for anyone. Everyone's welcome on the stream, as long as they're kind, they're not promoting hate towards others, and we're just trying to have a good time whilst the world is in a bleak place. So I can only do what I can do, but one coffee at a time, we will make the world a better place. Absolutely sure of that. That's my ethos, at least. But how do you guys think? How do you think other coffee shops and businesses can improve the community ethos? Because there does seem to be a lack of community ethos at the moment in many businesses. How can we improve? It's always good to know how we can improve. If you're not improving, what's the point, in my book? Let me know. Again. And just promoting conversation, it really helps. Let's see if I actually got that email back. Probably didn't. No. when it comes to yeah. Some good conversations this morning. And hopefully people have got something out of it this morning. That's all I can really hope for. That people have come here and they might have learned something, and might have thought something. But we'll give it another 5 minutes for other people to put their comments in about it, and then we'll go back to the traditional copy stream, which is vibes. We love vibes here. Vibes are great. I love good vibes. It's really helpful to be able to go. This is the only stream like this on the internet, I think. I might be possibly wrong. But who knows? We've had some great conversations this morning, so thank you to all of you for putting in your comments about the discussions we've had to talk about. I think they've been very interesting. Your replies have been all great. You're all great. It's all I can hope for. Everyone's great. Delicious. So yeah, let me know, guys. I'm going to give it another 4 minutes to see if anyone else has a... Oh, Philip is saying something. I have to say I like sugar in coffee, not in tea. Okay, interesting. It's a shame you can't come by here on Sunday, Philip. I'd love you to come by here and try a coffee. But... I'd love you to come by here one day. You need to do it next time. I know you'll have your hands full with David Harris and Ollie Freeman. Love those boys, Ollie and David. Mr. Philip Brady. Everyone respects Philip Brady. What a guy that man is. Proper bloke. How about a community notice board within the shops where the locals can advertise their fates, help on matters and what's going on within the local community? Yeah, it's definitely an idea. It's definitely an idea. It's something I can think about. The problem is we've got apps like Nextdoor that do that now, so why would people go to a message board instead of to their local coffee shop? One thing we thought about doing at 7 grams is giving coffee to homeless people. So someone can buy a coffee for themselves and then buy something for a homeless person, like a pastry or a coffee. And then you can have something hung up on your thing. So if a homeless person comes by and needs a coffee, they can say, oh, someone's bought a coffee for, I don't know what they call it in Italy, they call it something. But someone's already bought a homeless person a coffee, and then you can say, this lovely person has bought you a coffee. And that can really help. That'd be very interesting. So not only does a coffee shop get a bit of gets a bit of extra money, but also homeless people can get something, and then people can really give back via the businesses they congregate at, which would be fantastic. That's definitely an idea. I can never remember what it's called in Italian. There's an actual term for it. But it's not like there's many homeless people here, and most shops just give a coffee or so to homeless people anyway. Especially next door at the Broadway Deli. Love those guys over there. Brilliant shop. Best shop in the area. I want to do a stream with those guys. if they would be interested in it, the Broadway Deli, because they've got some great stuff there. Brilliant shop, brilliant people. Jan's one of my biggest supporters in terms of selling my coffee in his shop, which is a massive help. So big up to Jan from the Broadway Deli and all the people that work there. Philip is saying, next time, Ben. Yeah, next time. Next time you come to the UK, let's actually physically organise something. Especially if it's an evening game you're coming over for, which I doubt you would do, because getting home in the night would be tricky. It's got to be an afternoon game at least. 2 o'clock is quite early though, for some stupid reason. I don't know why it's so early. 2 o'clock. I don't like 2 o'clock games. But I'm very traditional. Saturday 3 o'clock. That's my idea. Give me my Sunday to recoup before I go back to work on the Monday. But sort of the rite of passage, really. How could we lie? So we'd go to synagogue on the Saturday, because when I was really I was always into Tottenham. I've always been into Tottenham. My entire life supporting Tottenham. I've always been into it. But for the years of being 9 years old to 13 years old, I was going to synagogue every Saturday and every Sunday. Saturday for the service and Sunday for the religion school. On the Saturday, we'd go to the shul on the Saturday, and then we'd go to Tottenham after shul. That was the treat for going to shul, was going to watch Tottenham. If I didn't go to shul, I didn't get to watch Tottenham. But I always had friends at shul on the Saturday anyway, because all my other friends were going to shul at that point as well. So it made it, at least you got to see your friends, you did the synagogue service, and you learn a bit about all that nonsense, the bar mitzvah lessons and all that. And then you get to watch Tottenham. It made your day. It's sort of you got a bit of lunch at the shul, a bit of nibbles. Not that it should be allowed really, because you're not supposed to work on a Saturday. And supporting Tottenham is work. It's beyond work. With a load of pieces of work in that shirt. So that was always fun. So yeah, I've always preferred Saturday games. I think games should be on a Saturday. We should preserve the Sunday. I don't think people should work on a Sunday, personally. I think there should be one day off a week. In reason, of course. You can't have hospital workers not working on the Sunday. That'd just be silly, because then there's no one treating anyone. So in that situation, yes, and obviously community officers and certain things. But there needs to be one physical day off for everyone, like banks and things, and so that's what used to be. Sunday lunch is no longer a thing anymore. It is a thing, but it's not a thing. It's like manual labour, yep, especially last night. Last night was gut-wrenching. Gut-wrenching. It's not even good manual labour, it's like shoveling coal in the train. Though I would like to do that. If I was fit enough, I'd love to work on a steam tray shoveling the coal. I'd love to do that. I bet that would be hilarious fun. Horrible hard work, but I'd love to do it. Shovel the coal. So yeah, that's the end of our questions segment for the coffee company. So now we're going to go back to our traditional streams of calmness, relaxation, the softening and winding down of the stream. We're starting to wind down the week. It's Thursday. we are starting to think about the weekend and what we can do. Saturday is going to be a very easy day, I think. We need to start preparing for next week's community thing, because I don't even know if they've announced it on the show, but next Sunday, the 20th, the same day as my brother's birthday, which is just a bit annoying, but oh well, I'm doing a talk at Loughton Synagogue, which is a massive honour for me to be able to talk at my local show. Not that I go to the local show, I need to go more often for multiple reasons. We're going to do a coffee talk, and we're going to discuss coffee, and we're going to discuss everything to do with coffee in my local synagogue. I don't know if it's ticketed. All I know is I'm going to be there. We're going to talk some coffee, we're going to make some coffee, we're going to start sharing coffee, we're going to share everything. And hopefully the people of the community of Loughton understand what I'm about. Because it's going to be really fun, I think, being at Loughton Shul. I love... Rabbi Yankee's a lovely bloke. To give me this opportunity. So it's a chance I can promote my business. I can promote my stand in the community. So yeah, next Sunday, if you're in the Loughton area, and you can get in, obviously. I don't know if it's ticketed or not. But I will be at Loughton Synagogue talking about coffee. I don't know how long the talk's for. I actually probably have to look that up, actually. I mean, I'm used to talking to a computer screen now because of you guys. So you're slightly preparing me. It's going to be a lot of fun doing a talk there. It's going to be interesting. Anthony's saying, I guess you briefly mentioned the game last night at the beginning of the stream. I found it very frustrating and disappointing our performance. Hope it was a one-off. Must win our next game, of course. It's really sad. There are too many players in that football team that just do not care. I mean, I'm not going to name any names because they probably know who they are, and this is not a football stream, of course. As much as I like to mention football, because I've come from being on Tottenham Tantrum Gold with Dermot and Coover and Phil Latisse, as well as every Monday appearing on Mr. Irish Hotspur, Mr. David Harris, what a guy, with Jack Kanicki and sometimes Sean Butler, as well as going on Sean Butler's channel. It was really frustrating last night. But hopefully this manager has got into them this morning. And it's got a lot of improvement. But there are at least we can see with Bentaker, that's a player there. Jason's saying that not to talk about the game. Yeah, I agree. But I will say I met Brad Matthews before the game for a beer in the stadium. He's a lovely bloke, he is, Brad Matthews. What a guy he is. What a lovely guy. Big up to Brad Matthews. I hope he's coming to the meet-up on Sunday. I think he is. What a guy that man is. I really like Brad Matthews. Just a really nice guy. Had a beer, we talked about football, talked about guitars. All the stuff me and Brad like to talk about. So big up, Brad. All person a bit. Ooh, what's this person doing? Oh no, just leaving your car there? Okay, interesting. The sun's coming. Oh, bloody hell, I'm blind. Let's put that over there. we have the roaster cam. Who needs more cameras? Actually do need to clean my area because I've been organising. We've got a new printer in, which is really helpful. It's really helpful to have my printer. I'm going to send some coffee in a minute to someone. It's going to be fun. I need to bag some coffee. But yeah. Hopefully everyone's relaxed now. We've had a couple of passionate discussions, but hopefully everyone's calm here. David Harris, probably my favourite Spurs show presenter. I remember when I first heard him say, beat yourself up to someone's comment, I'm like, probably old school. I've never heard that. It's big yourself up, not beat yourself up to someone. But David Harris is fantastic. He's brilliant. He's utterly brilliant. Love listening to that guy. I love talking with that guy. Just a proper lovely chap. At some point during the day, I think Coover and Dermot are appearing on the Irish Hotspur at some point. I don't know what time they're appearing today. We can have a look to see if it's if they've scheduled one. No, they haven't scheduled anything yet. Took me a while to understand what he means, i.e. give yourself a pat on the back. I think that means a lot. Yeah, it does. It really does mean a lot. Promoting your community, making everyone feel special in your community. It really does mean a lot. He's brilliant. Brilliant. Brilliant person to listen to. But yeah. Oh no, that's not made it any nicer. Let's put that there. But yeah. Might as well do it while we're here. Yeah, thank you for everyone for coming to this stream today. And I've learned a lot, I think. I think you guys have learned a lot, hopefully. Ooh. What is Dave saying? It's big yourself up. As in big up. I sort of use it as well. The problem is I watch too many of his streams. So I say big yourself up now. It's a great saying, he says it a lot. Big yourself up. As well to all the people in my chat, big yourselves up. We're going to be going for another 10 minutes. So feel free to say what you need to say in the chat before we wrap up in 10 minutes. Oh. This person seeing something? They're just being nosy. I can see you. You can see me. Come and pay for a coffee while you're at it. I won't buy it. Let's print some extra labels. Labels. So let's print 105E. 2501, 2507. When did I do this one? It is 2501, 2507. So command print. Dymo label writer. Yep. Print. I'm still here, but busy on the phone. I'm off now, so cheerio, Ben, and all till tomorrow. Yes, we will see you back tomorrow, Nifa. Thank you for being in the stream. Thank you for giving your comments, your vibes. So thank you for coming, Nifa. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow. Father Booster was the 10th of February when I roasted that. No, not. Oh, the 1st of February. 1st of February. Anthony echoes my thoughts of saying bye to Nifa. Yeah, thank you, Nifa, for stopping by here. As always, always lovely to have you in the chat. decaf. When did I roast decaf? Four for the second, 4 for the 8th. Come on, print. I had a good swim today. I know neither swims and does line dancing and walking. Do you exercise, Ben, or play sports? What about anyone else in the chat? Anyone have participation sports? So I'm very much someone that likes walking a bit. Not so much because I've got to look after my body due to my condition I have. So my body's quite fragile, but I do love playing football. Of course, I would happily play football if I didn't pull a muscle every time I played it. I'm a big fan of skiing whenever I get the chance to do it, just because of the fresh air and being in mountains and picturesque views. But I'm very much a video gamer in terms of I like playing games with friends, especially my friend Mr. Anima, and when he's in here, Mr. Seppi. I like playing games. Games are fun. They're so well connected now that you can talk with people all over the world. It's brilliant. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, that's my answer. But I am very looking forward to going skiing next month. That's going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun skiing. Skiing's always great. Eat some decent food, picturesque views. Love the snow. Love snow. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anyone else have an answer to Anthony's question? 7 people in the chat who would like to answer Anthony's question. Yeah, but it's a real shame I can't play football anymore, really. I just don't feel well, almost, after I play football. Because my muscles tense up so much, it's just unnecessary strain on my stomach. Don't need the pain anymore. Do we, any of us, need any pain anymore? Jason said, I like cycling, but right now it's too cold and still with snow and ice on the trails. Yeah. Yeah, that must be difficult as well. So yeah. It's, yeah. It's a difficult sport. I play chess online with people all over the world from mental part. Yeah, chess is brilliant online. It's a brilliant game, and it's not affected with lag or anything, really. There is probably some lag because of internet dropouts and whatnot. It's a brilliant sport to play online. Definitely a good thing. And chess is on the march again, especially with like Twitch and YouTube and all that nonsense. It's really good. So right, our 2 hours are up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you ever so much for joining my stream, as always. To everyone that has joined in, to say thank you firstly to Mr. Philip Brady and to Miss Gaguma for supporting the stream with their tips. It means a lot. Thank you for supporting the stream. Carterman for joining, Miss Nifa, Anthony, Derek Hutchinson, Joseph Monaghan, Mr. K, Mr. Danny Kiriakou, do. Mr. Kuva99, of course. Mr. Chris Arumba. Mr. Jason Bell, Mr. Anima, otherwise known as JC. Anyone else that's been in the chat today? Ooh. No, I think that's everyone. Thank you all guys for coming. Thank you for your chats. And hopefully you liked this stream where we have a few discussions here and there about different things. And we got you thinking as well as relaxing. So thank you all to joining. We will be streaming tomorrow at 3:30 after my guitar lesson. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Have a wonderful rest of the day. And we'll catch you in tomorrow's stream. Thank you so much. Goodbye.